Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So I have received this comment under one of my videos. It was a video about the Wilson Shift 300, Wilson Ultra 100 version 4 and Dunlop FX Tour 2023 tennis racket comparison. It was called the Big 3, and 2 days ago this comment popped under the video from a user called Laurelberry, and I was like, wow, what is that? So he wrote, "It's wild that I was brought here by chatgpt. Thanks." And I was thinking like, whoa. So AI aimed him or put him this video in front of him when he was asking a question about those rackets, probably, right? And I was like, wow, that's really interesting how ChatGPT can know about this video. It's such a small, let's say, video from my channel, but it has already received, I believe, 10,000 of views, so it's not that small, let's say. And you can see how the AI is really learning and doing its job. It is, for me, the AI is one of those things in the future I fear the most. So I hope it will not eventually destroy our world. But anyway, I asked him a question, or I replied with this comment, "Oh really? Wow. And what was your input, or what did you write?" I'm not a big fan of AI, but if it can help looking up information, why not? Of course, that's what the AI should be for, looking up information easily. But at the same time, it is quite frightening that can really provide you with info that is based on, let's say, millions and millions of inputs, or millions of text, let's say articles, and even videos. So it is really quite outstanding, but at the same time scary. And he replied to me, "I don't remember the exact prompt, but it was about racket comparisons, and it gave me an answer and a link to this specific video. First time I saw that." So this type of, let's say, feature of the AI and the ChatGPT kind of blowed my mind, and I came to an idea. What if I ask the AI a question? So today is the 21st of February 2025, and I want to know what are the most trending tennis rackets on the market right now. So I did this. I opened up Microsoft Copilot, which is an AI tool built by Microsoft. I like that tool. I use it from time to time, not very often, but just when I want to find out some quick information. So I open up the Copilot in the Microsoft browser, and I ask the question, what tennis rackets are trending the most right now? And the answer was there in a few seconds. So there are several tennis rackets that are trending in 2025. Here are some of the most popular ones. So number 1, Babolat Pure Drive. Known for its power and ease of use, the Babolat Pure Drive continues to be a favorite among players. The latest version features improved comfort and feel. Oh yeah, I agree on that. But if you watched my full, final, ultimate review on the Babolat Pure Drive, it doesn't necessarily mean that if a racket has better comfort and feel, that it is an overall better racket than it was previously. So don't hesitate. Watch my critical review about the Frenchman tennis racket without a sole. The second racket that popped up is the Yonex Ezone. The 8th generation of the Ezone rackets offer enhanced power and stability while maintaining a forgiving and responsive feel. So sadly, I did not have the opportunity to test the Yonex Ezone, the 8th generation, but from what I have heard and seen, it also received some mixed reviews. Some people say it's the best version, some people say it's not that good, so the feel isn't really there. I don't know. I can't say, so I don't want to judge the new Ezone, but of course it should be on the similar level, let's say, of the power and kind of the same comfort and feel like the new Pure Drive. Is it a good tennis racket for 2025? I'm not really sure. Then third racket, Head Gravity. Updated with Head's Auxetic 2.0 technology, the Gravity rackets provide a massive, forgiving sweet spot and softer feel. So I totally agree on this, but there are some information missing, but we will get into it later. But the Head Gravities 2025, absolutely fantastic rackets, the state-of-the-art tennis rackets with a beautiful finish, the glossy finish, and they are made the way the high-performance tennis racket should be made. So the fourth tennis racket is the Wilson Clash version 3. This racket is known for its versatility and comfort, making it accessible for players of various skill levels. Yes, versatility and comfort, but also great power, great spin potential, great maneuverability, great transition between the versions in the same series. So you can really transition easily from the 295 gram racket to the 100 Pro version with 305 gram weight. So very, very good. One of the best rackets now for the club level amateurs. And I highly recommend them. Just watch my final ultimate review on these sticks because they are fantastic. And now the last, fifth tennis racket is a Tecnifibre T-Fight. There is no info about the version, but obviously it must be the new T-Fight 305S, or in general the T-Fights, the new generation with the S letter in the name, so the 2025 generation. And there is just a short info, favored for its precision and balance between stability and maneuverability. Yes, my final review for this stick for the T-Fight 305S 2025 is yet to come, but I totally agree. Stability combined with great maneuverability is the highlight of this new model. What I like is that at the end of this list of the rackets is written that each of these rackets offer unique features, so it's a good idea to demo them if possible to see which one suits your playing style best. Do you have a favorite brand or type of racket? And when I scroll down, you will not see the list of the other questions you can ask. There was this question: how do these rackets compare in terms of performance? And I was like, okay, so let's try this question. I click on it and voila, in a few seconds, there is a comparison. So sure, let's compare some popular tennis rackets in terms of performance. And by the way, as you can see, the list of the most trending and popular rackets is spot on. So babolat Pure Drive, Yonex Ezone, Head Gravity, Wilson Clash version 3, and Tecnifibre T-Fight. These are really the most trending rackets in February 2025. So the AI is really spot on with this list. But let's have a look at the babolat Pure Drive in terms of the performance. So what the AI is saying: power, high power, great for aggressive baseline play. Yes, high power, great for aggressive baseline play. But the power is not as high as it was with the previous generations because the racket is just, softer. So when it is softer, it's more muted. The power is also a little bit muted. And I found that kind of weird with this series, that such a highly powerful racket is now not as powerful as it was during the 30 years of Pure Drive. So that was a kind of disappointment that goes really hand in hand with the overall muted, more comfortable feel that doesn't really suit the babolat Pure Drive series. So spin, excellent spin potential. So I don't agree with this. I found that the spin is kind of average with this racket. So you have a more better spin-oriented rackets on the market. So I think that the pure drives are actually a lot better to someone who plays a more flatter, more narrow style of play, who hits fast and hard, but not as much with spin. So I just could not find the spin potential in the new Pure Drive 2025. Control, good control, suitable for intermediate to advanced players. Okay, good control means, in my opinion, average, so suitable for intermediate to advanced players. I would say that in general, the Babolat's racket company is just focusing on, I would say, the beginner to intermediate and of course advanced players, but it really stays in the intermediate spectrum of players most of the time, because the truly high performance tennis rackets for the advanced and tournament players, in my opinion, are just maybe the Pure Drive 98 and the Pure Aero 98, but still I strongly believe that there are better options than these rackets. And of course I forgot to mention Pure Strikes, which are, by the way, for me, the best nowadays, the best rackets from Babolat, the new Pure Strikes. They have still a soul inside them. So the precision control, the brutal kind of precision, the scalpel-like precision is there. So I like the Pure Strikes more than Pure Drives and Pure Arrows. The feel, natural feel with a crisp sound. Yes, but it was, in my opinion, better with the previous generation. So I can agree with the natural feel info, but the crisp sound, there are other rackets that have crisp sound in this list, and that's the Gravity and that's the Wilson Clash. So I don't necessarily agree with this particular feature, but let's move to the stability. So stability is stable and comfortable with good vibration dampening. Oh yeah, rackets are stable, comfortable, good vibration dampening. Once again, does it mean better overall performance for this type of racket? No, in my opinion. So the Pure Drive should have more crystal clear, more responsive feel, raw feel, that is maybe more harsh to your arm, but I played with the Pure Drives for 20 years and no issue with those rackets at all. And those were stiff rackets, guys. 72 RA, no problem at all. Now it is around 65 RA, and I don't feel it is a better racket than it was previously. So let's jump to the Yonex Ezone. So I did not test this racket, so I will just go through the list of the features. So power, high power with a large sweet spot. Of course, large sweet spot with the Ezones or with the Yonex rackets in general. That's something you can count with. Of course, thanks to the isometric head shape, high power, I believe, yes, there is a high power. The Ezones are close to the Pure Drives, not only in color, right, or not only in the blue color, but also in the power potential. So these are essentially the easier rackets to play with, or the easiest rackets from the Yonex series. Control, excellent control thanks to the isometric frame. There is some misunderstanding from AI. So control, excellent control thanks to the isometric frame, not at all. The isometric frame is there to provide you with bigger sweet spot compared to the competition. So the sweet spot is enhanced by the typical isometric shape. So the racket has a bigger sweet spot, quite noticeably bigger. But at the same time, it's quite hard for someone who is not used to the isometric shape to play their game. If you are just new to the Yonex series, maybe you will have some hard time at the beginning, but once you get used to it, the launch angle is a little bit different. How you hit the ball, how you create topspin is not that as with an oval, classic oval head shape. So there is a little bit of, I would say, a misunderstanding from the AI here, because control, definitely not. The control doesn't mean the isometric frame or isometric head shape. And, there is an isometric frame phrase, but it's the isometric head shape, not the isometric frame itself, just the head shape is isometric. So excellent control, I don't agree with it. E-zones are not excellent for control. So feel, plush feel with advanced vibration dampening. Oh yeah, there is the VDM technology and these types of technologies, of course, but some people say that the E-zones now are so muted that you actually don't have the proper, clear feedback you should have with this type of racket. So the stiffer the racket, the clearer feedback should be there for your hand, but it's not really the case with the new E-zones, and some players also complain that the feel is just too, you can't really feel the ball properly with the new E-zone. So that's one of the negatives and minuses of the new update, and I hope that Yonex will a little bit come back to the raw feel of the previous generations. The stability very stable and comfortable, ideal for players seeking power and control. I would say yes, ideal for players seeking power, but control not really. Stable and comfortable, I would say yes, but as I told you, I didn't test the latest generation. I only know the previous generation, some of the previous generations, and I can say they are stable and reasonably comfortable. So now let's move to the head gravity, which I know really well from my ultimate review. So once again, if you didn't see the ultimate review, just watch it. It's very deep and it contains really, I would say, good information that will help you to decide whether to go for the gravities or not. So the head gravities 2025, I guess we are talking about them. Power, moderate power, balanced performance. That sounds really interesting. So I think that it's partly true. So the gravity rackets are actually very powerful rackets, but it's upon you how you use the power. You just need to swing fast those rackets. The power just from the frame isn't really there. So there is this balanced performance sensation like the AI is describing it, and I like that. So I just want to point out one thing. So when I was talking about the pure drives and Yonex Ezone rackets, there is this small number. And this number leads you to the article from which they just, grab the info. And there are 3 articles or 3 web pages: the tenniscompanion.org or babolat, or the babolat.com or .cz, like Czech Republic, or yonex.com. But with the head gravity and Wilson Clash version 3 and Tecnifibre T-Fight, there are no numbers. So I guess I don't know the source of the information. So there is not available the source, just a small info for how to understand the info provided by the AI. So I don't know where the AI captured the info, but I don't see any source for that. Anyway, let's move on. So the head gravity spin, good spin potential. Yes, good spin potential. I think it's a little bit above average spin potential. Actually, it is very, very good if you know how to use the racket. But once again, it comes how you can swing the racket. If you have a let's say slower swing, then just the rackets don't work. So the gravity needs fast swings. So the spin potential is good, or it can be really, really good if you know how to swing the rackets. Control, excellent control, suitable for intermediate to advanced players. Once again, excellent control. I don't think it's excellent. I think it's above average, and the huge sweet spot of the gravities is not meant for excellent control, and it doesn't really provide excellent control. It provides excellent power control ratio, but not overall, let's say, excellent control. But if we look at the control in terms of how you can have the ball in during the game, or how you want to stay in the game, the longer the longest as possible, then the control is really good. So you can really play some good long rallies with the gravity, thanks to the big sweet spot that gives you confidence. And that's why that confidence of the big sweet spot can be also translated to control. So you really control the ball really nicely, but don't misunderstand the control for precision. It's suitable for intermediate to advanced players. Yes, definitely the MP for intermediates, the tour version for good advanced players, definitely very, very competent and very high performance tennis rackets. The comfortable feel with good feedback. So comfortable feel, yes, with good feedback. I would say with very good feedback, or even with some excellent feedback. So the feedback from the Auxatic 2.0 technology with the gravities is, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying you can find. And it goes with all the head rackets now that have the Auxatic 2.0 technology in them. So when you hit the ball for the first time with any racket nowadays with the Auxatic 2.0, it's like, yes, you are like, yes, it is exactly what I want to feel, how I want to feel it. The sensation is there, and there are not many rackets that can come even close to the sensation of the head rackets with the Auxatic 2.0 technology. So I like that at all, and the good feedback, I would just say excellent feedback, really, really excellent. Stability, stable and easy to maneuver. Yes, it is surprising that such soft rackets are at the same time stable and easy to maneuver. The MP is quite a lot better in the maneuverability compared to the tour version, and the stability is impressive for rackets that have one of the lowest RAs on the market. It's around, I believe, 57 or something like that, so 57, 59. So very, very soft rackets, yet at the same time they can be stable. But there is one note I want to put up, is that the dwell time on these rackets is quite long. So if you don't hit with the gravities the ball correctly, really correctly on the level of intermediate and advanced player, then the lower stiffness and the flexibility of the frame can have a negative impact on your arm. And that's why I also made a video about how soft rackets can hurt your arm actually, and can cause you some problems or even tennis elbow, because if you hit late with a soft racket, there is no break, there is no help coming from the racket. It will bend, and it will stay bent for a longer time than you want, and you will just miss the shot, and there will be a huge energy that will be pushing towards your body, towards your hand, and the racket is just not able to overcome the energy from the ball that easily when it is so flexible. So you need to swing it in front of your body really early to get the racket moving and to finish the stroke properly and nicely smooth. But hitting late with gravities can be truly a painful thing. So that's one of the small hidden negatives of these rackets. Now the Wilson Clash version 3, what a lovely rackets. The power, moderate power, focus on control and feel. AI, you did a bad job with this one, because the power actually with the Clash racket is huge. It is not as control and feel oriented maybe as you would expect, but still the control is great. The feel is also very good thanks to the unique bending, horizontal and vertical bending technology. But moderate power, I wouldn't say moderate, I would say huge power potential. Just you need to use the racket also properly to take advantage of it, and use maybe some softer string like the Luxor Element, like I did in my review. Just watch the review. I think you will also learn a lot. So for me, the Clash rackets are even more powerful than the pure drives, and they just feel better. So I like them a lot. So the spin, good spin potential, I think huge spin potential for both of these rackets, even though the Clash version 3 100 Pro has a 16x20 string pattern, and I actually think it works really well. It adds more control to the game, more precision to the game, and the spin is still huge, really huge. So kick serves with the Clash version 3 rackets, just excellent. Next, the control, excellent control, great for players who prioritize precision. Nope, not at all. Once again, there is this excellent control with Clash, excellent control with head gravity, excellent control with Yonex Ezone, and good control with pure drive. And I see in advanced excellent control with the Tecnifibre T-Fight. I agree with that. But with Clash rackets, not at all. Once again, what they mean by control is maybe they just how long you can stay in the game with the racket and how easily you can put the ball over the net. Yes, then yes. But I mean, control is in my perspective is connected with precision. So great for players who prioritize precision. Clash rackets, not at all, guys. These are rackets for more, let's say, aggressive baseliners who prioritize easy but fast game with huge spin potential, in my opinion. So in this case, the AI is a little bit misleading you. So feel very comfortable with a soft feel. I agree with that, but at the same time, the crispness when you hit the ball is unmatched with the Clash version 3 rackets. There is something unique what Wilson does with this frame, with the patented vertical and horizontal bending, that makes this racket so wonderful to hit with. So Wilson Clash version 3, very comfortable with a soft feel yet crisp feel and some of the most amazing sound in tennis racket history, I believe. So the wooden sound is there. It sounds just like, hitting meat plate, or how it is called, meat board, the wooden meat board with a hammer. So the sound is just outstanding, amazing, and the Wilson Clash rackets are soft and at the same time stable. So very, very, let's say, amazing. So the stability, according to the AI, stable and easy to handle, very easy. And the maneuverability is excellent for both of the rackets thanks to the hand-heavy balance. And they are super easy to handle. And the transition from the 100 version to the 100 Pro is seamless. It works like magic. So start with the 100. If you feel you want to have more control, more power, more stability, just jump to the 100 Pro. And the transition is seamless. You don't have to change nothing in your technique. You don't have to change the swing path. Just hit the ball the same, and the racket will reward you if you can handle the little bit of extra weight. So, but it's just a little bit, and the overall balance just stays the same. So the feel, the balance of the racket, the frame, the width of the frame is the same. Many other companies change the parameters of the racket when you see MP versions from head and then the Tour versions or Pro versions. The jump from the MP to Tour or Pro is huge very often, but with the Clash rackets, it's seamless, it's super easy, and I recommend the Clash 100 to women and the Clash 100 Pro to men. It is so easy to recommend that in that fashion. And last but not least, Tecnifibre T-Fight. Once again, we are talking probably about the 2025 generation. I hit with the 305S version. Just fantastic, improved balance to the hand, more control, more maneuverability, more easy sensation, but at the same time it stays on the level of the previous racket. Just fantastic. And what the AI is saying us about the T-Fight. So power, moderate power, designed for control and precision. Yes, but at the same time, the power, and every playtester is pointing it out, is quite huge, is very impressive for a 98. Remember, that's 98 square inches head size. Impressive, very impressive level of power. And I noticed that with the ISO generation, where they introduced the ISO frame, the isometric frame, the power with the ISO rackets was like 30% better compared to the previous older T-Fights. It really struck me when I hit with the T-Fight the ISO version. So they continue with it, and I believe that the moderate power, I would say it's a high power level actually. And for a control-oriented racket like T-Fight, it's really noticeable. So there are not many other rackets that can produce this amount of free power on the market. The spin potential, good spin potential. Yes, the spin potential is good. It's not something you would just, scream about like, oh, it's amazing spin potential. But the spin potential is there when you need it. And the amount of spin is determined how you swing the ball. And I like that. I don't like that sometimes some of the rackets kind of force you to play with spin. But I like the T-Fights that are good for baseliners or aggressive baseliners who prefer the more classic style of tennis, so flatter shots, but whenever you need spin, there is the spin. So a very good spin potential, in my opinion, a very reasonable portion of spin potential. Control, excellent control, suitable for advanced players. Wow, there you see this. I totally agree with it. Excellent control, suitable for advanced players. So not suitable for intermediate, but for advanced players. So the AI is skipping, in this case, in the T-Fight series, is skipping the word intermediate players. And the excellent control is really there with the T-Fight. So it's 18 by 19 string pattern, quite unusual, and it gives you this extra control and precision that some of the 16 by 19 rackets just don't have, because you have two extra long, the main strings in the head. So that gives you just more control, and in this term it transfers into excellent control, and I finally agree with this assessment. And suitable for advanced players, yes, because what is quite interesting with the T-Fights is that if you don't have kind of loose hand, you don't have a very soft, smooth stroke, then the T-Fights don't work really properly. So the T-Fights don't like when you fight with the frame, when you kind of want to play with your muscles, or let's say with the raw power of your body. The rackets like when you have an easy hand and you let the racket to do the job for you. And these are just rackets for advanced players. So advanced players know that the wrist lag and that the hitting in front of your body and hitting it as smooth as possible is the way. Just don't fight with the T-Fight. Yeah, don't fight with a T-Fight. It's simple. Next, there is the feel. Comfortable feel with good feedback. Very unique feel. T-Fights have very unique feel that other rackets don't have. I don't know what it is, but maybe it is the foam-filled frame that once again helps with the sensation. But the feedback is also interesting. I think maybe the feedback was a little bit crisper and cleaner with the ISO version. Now it is a little bit more muted, but maybe it's the glossy frame that gives the racket a more complete feel, a more pro stock feel. And we know that the pro stock rackets have this feel of more solid yet muted kind of feedback. So you can hit the racket harder and maintain the control over the ball thanks to the more muted and more solid feel of the frame. But it's very, very specific for T-Fights, because the T-Fights, the frame of the T-Fights kind of feels airy, like it's a bubble. So the racket kind of, I don't know if it is the color, the white color, that gives this light sensation, like you are holding nothing in your hand. But with the specific, or with the new 2025 versions, it's obvious because they just move the balance more to your hand. So that's why the racket also feels that airy and that light. And final point, the stability, stable and easy to maneuver. Yes, very stable and easy to maneuver. It just blows my mind how this racket is so good in all the features, like the power, control, stability, precision and feel, and at the same time it is so easy to swing with. So balance to the hand is the way. So the modern rackets, they don't need to have such a head heavy balance, because you can always string the strings at lower tension. The modern strings are more powerful. They give you more free power, so the frames can be balanced more to your hand. There is no need to have such a high, swing weight, high plow through, because the other things will do it for you. The strings play a major role in the performance of today's rackets. I believe more and more the strings are more and more important, and actually the frame itself is kind of becoming less and less important. So no, I would say it's just 50-50, 50% strings and 50% tennis racket. So guys, there you have the list of top 5 tennis rackets according to AI tool, the Microsoft Copilot. I think it's super interesting to have this kind of possibility to just write a question, and there it pops the info pops just in front of you in a few seconds. But of course it's not often, or it's not precise in every of the aspect, as I told you, because sometimes the info is like, too unspecific. It is like, I would just call marginalizing, or it is not very spot on for example, in the terms of the control of these rackets. You can see like the control is excellent for every racket in the list, just not for the pure drive. There is good control for the pure drives according to the AI, but for every other racket the control is excellent, which I don't agree with. So maybe there should be some improvement in this sense, but overall it's quite impressive how easy you can learn about the new rackets. And there is also the info at the end of the text that each racket has its strengths, so ultimately depends on your playing style and preferences. Do you have a specific playing style or any particular features you're looking for in a racket? So you can then ask an advanced question. What about their weight and balance? How do I choose a racket based on my playing style? How do these rackets perform on clay versus hard courts? That's a kind of weird question, but yeah, AI tools work, I would say, quite well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. It was a fresh video, and maybe I will continue doing this type of series, what the AI thinks about today's or the best tennis rackets on the market. And as always, if you want to support my channel, just become my member. So a membership is starting, or it's one membership 99 cents a month, and you will receive all of my videos 1 week prior to the public release. And of course you will receive also a special badge that will be in your profile, and I can focus on your comments. If you write a comment under my video, I can see that, and it will just grab my attention. And then there are the other options. You can support my channel by super thanks button, clicking the super thanks button, buying me a coffee, going on the PayPal or Stripe. And if you donate me something, you can ask me a question, a donation question. You can write a comment under my video, or you can write me an email on the email address checktennisguy@gmail.com, and I will give you my best answer within 48 hours of asking me the question. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!